Oh, don't stare. How would you look after eons in some ghastly crypt? Your people are rather prone to death. Mine are not. Yet when I emerged from my completely unjustified imprisonment, I found them gone. Our culture forgotten. Any trace of the world I knew all but obliterated. I must even hide my true face beneath an ever-shifting mask for fear you savages will attack me. That is how I wander this strange world, trying to uncover the truth about a history you primitive people never even knew existed.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now, no need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Well now, aren't you a curious sight? If I'd had a mask to hide my bones as well as yours, maybe I'd still be walking around today. Where'd you get it? There can't be many curios like that in the world. Ha! Fresh out of the crypt, are you? No, we are abnormal. It's why we hide in the shadows. Or walk about like you still had flesh on your bones in your case. You even have yourself a silky mortal voice. Ha! Should have known it was a parlour gimmick. Still, you'd best keep that mask on. The living don't take kindly to seeing their future staring back at them.
under lock and key.
An animal sty. Freight or food?
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void. With one sharp hoof, she kicks you right in the shin.
Banded like a chicken's leg, but not much meat on your bones. That may be so, but look at the flies. Ban wisdom. Flies know when a creature will die. And it's around your head they're buzzing, not mine.
With two shakes of her stumpy tail, the sheep turns away from you to peruse her hay-filled manger. Empty. Empty. The Magister Guard snorts and sniffles as he sleeps. You're almost impressed that one man can make such a phlegmy...
Is my shift over? Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy scrounger? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face. Those idiots can't even walk straight without mucking it up. Was it Rick's? I bet it was Rick's. Can't just leave the prisoner alone, though. I heard he might be the one causing trouble upstairs. If it's all the same, I think it's best he comes with me. Some offence intended. You hear that, Emoire? We're taking up.
Hey! Hey! A gentleman among jesters, you...
Friends where I can see them. Hurry it up, sorcerer. We haven't got all day.
You there? A dead magister.
So much
Somebody
for
will
a
have to take
peaceful
the blame.
stroll.
No lesions, no trauma. It was bled by magic.
What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
Empty.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Sauce. For good. Is he? Oh, well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they?
She frowns and peers at you closely, concern clearly etched upon her face.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those Sauce spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise. My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all, though it does look darling on you. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because to answer your question, what this collar does is this. It makes you unable to cast Sauce. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Something has changed. You are you, but more. You are another, but not.
Did the murderer take him into this room?
You look to your hands, your belly, your feet. Flesh you don't know, molded into unfamiliar shapes. You cradle your aching head, where another's memories and wisdoms mix with your own. Your fingers trace a line from your head to your face, feeling not the creases of the mask, but the porous surface of new skin. You lower your arm, blink twice, and step forward in this new guise.
My, These smelling salts are strong stuff.
Good gods, there's been a murder here.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, you see the evidence in front of you. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this before they hurt anyone else. It seems as though there's a pattern in the blood flow. That'll be natural.
I forgot how to sing. I did.
They don't care about us. We're the cattle to them. I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on. One of us will get our own. They're picking us off one by one.
I'm not suited for this. It's haven't got any shears, have you? People these...
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'm here because I'm magic. Are you here because you're weird?
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly, deathly allergical. How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madame Josephine Gribbles de Peeb refuses to be confused with anyone else. What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You presume right. Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too soft for it. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
You think me mad?
Mad?
Stay away from the Magisters, brother. They killed that fellow back there. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but I know it.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard... He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
His eyes snap open. He looks at you.
Murder? Ah, that's what they were going on and on about. I wouldn't know anything about it.
I kill a man. He knows who done it. His daddy knows who done it. And the mayor knows who done it too.
His eyes flutter shut, and he assumes his position of repose once more.
Whether they catch me is another matter, but I ain't one to hide my accomplishments. The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger, it's...
He cocks his ear to the other side, then smiles.
Anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate. That's all you hear, though. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means, pardon my beard. That means, if we've been travelling for... Yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to... no indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes...
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile on his lips, and doesn't...
That has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't expect to find prime merchandise on a squalid little ship like this. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
And of course, a cook who can't taste is about as useful as a dog in a chess game. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Oh, but to feel the caress of satin on my scarlet skin once more. A most satisfactory answer. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions asked. As per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom, but you have the taste buds of a dung beetle. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave. My slave, of course. Oh, but... I see. Yes, I suppose it must take some time for the full extent of this honor to sink in. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him, noticing you.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this trampy fan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself. Not interested in the son of the Divine himself? I don't blame you one bit. But Vic here will blow a blood...
What are you conspiring about over there? You, dwarf, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous...
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips, as he leans...
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
What on earth is the matter? There's nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was...
all about it.
Unacceptable.
Do you?
I've never dined on anything
Well,
less than a
perhaps
dozen
you're
courses.
absolutely
I
right.
don't intend to do away with it.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty. Maybe that's the Magister's more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about the sauce.
Those bolts trained on her, and if she tries
Never
to...
thought you'd
she'll
end up
take
a
it.
prison guard, Vic.
You seem on edge, officer.
That
What
right?
on earth is the matter?
I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest.
Care about us. We're like cattle to them.
Your kind always hung closest to our
I'll give
divine.
you that knuckle if
An
you can
elf
carry it.
sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like. Rolling dice. Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. You were thinking of flesh. Or, to be rather more precise,
The pleasures of the flesh. Those that have eluded you for so long.
She pats you on the shoulder consolingly.
There, no need to be a sourpuss. You don't have to worry, darling. Your secret. I don't lick and tell.
Insufferable, surely.
So, anything interesting? I'll take that as an... So, anything... Right.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied man...
There's been a murder. Waters is investigating. Aren't you enterprising? I'll let Waters tell you no. Go ahead. She with the body.
You better be ready to talk here.
Hey there, Wid!
Why won't you sing? Oh, hi! You're a dwarf. My best friend is a dwarf. Her name is Esther. She's smaller than me, but stronger, too. Wow! Are you a dragon? You look like a dragon. But where are your wings?
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang
Name? Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy.
Why won't you sing?
You! Sorcerer! Blood? No! Go! Oof.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
Forgive me, kin. Were that I had more than gruel to serve. If I'd more than cornmeal and rotting roots, I'd concoct something more fitting. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
We'll hang you right over the side of
When
the
I
ship.
want you to attend me, I'll whistle. Until then, go...
It's a register, sir. Good, good. Magister, you faring okay so far? Of course I do. Seems Voidwalk can dog your heels like a shadow. That's no way to live, is it? You'll see. We're gonna help you. You head on in now. Williams will get you short.
Got this wolf on a leash now.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking Magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
No, I'm afraid I always perform my parts solo. Do stay and watch, though, because...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
My mask! She stole it! If these savages see me without it, they will have my skull for a goblet.
A young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like those of a corpse. Dark. She doesn't stir. The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and you hear a faint thud, thud.
Oh! What happened? You dead?
The lizard's eyes close as he slips into unconscious. Ivan lies motionless, curled. His eyes flicker open, but he doesn't register.
Lucien.
Ivan cries out. Then his eyes fall closed again. No matter how much you shake him now, he cannot be roused.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
Her hand lies limp in yours.
The dice roll darkly. They're rolling.
The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound. The hound paws desperately at its snout. The dog notices you for the first time and snarls.
Sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and paws at its nose.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Too much sauce. Too much. Too much. Please, make it stop. Oh. Too much. Too much.
The dog whines and continues.
Not long before this thing snaps into splinters. Damn. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
gods! By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer! Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too? Curdled my blood when she appeared. Your lies...
The human's chief.
And you thought Rivellon was flat.
A curious name, but no more bizarre than anything else that species does. Pounding on the hull. Something's breaking through. What in the hell is that? Death fog? Good thing I'm immune. Still, this means trouble.
God damn it. I need to get off this wreck. Quick. A lifeboat? That means there's still a chance.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes to no avail.
But there were other people down there. We need to help them.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time to get the hell out of here.
There's a ladder right over there.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear? Had to open your big mouth.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a... Wait! Void woke!
Bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
Let the games begin.
I'm ready.
They who are about to triumph sleep.
I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
Prepare yourself. Glory is mine.
I'm ready.
No telling where there might be more. We need to move.
We make a pretty good team.
I hear something. It's Magister Siwan. The one he put on.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding of a gushing wound. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of strong-smelling tincture. Blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. Blood pours out from around the bandage. Magister Siwan reaches out to you, her hand, it's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Siwan clutches your arm, something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship lets out a
ripping the ship apart.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, We lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Well, that was decidedly unpleasant. Am I the lone survivor? Depending on one's definition of survivor, of course. Garbage.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
The child considers your...
You're weird. Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching the shadows cloaking your face.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're... Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone... They're gone now. The Magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at home. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safe. You'll see. I guess I...
Ah, Brachus Rex. I've read his history. Quite gruesome, even for a human. Mortals look at this and think it's old. It's rather adorable, really. Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They made it to shore.
bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. Drowned and eaten by a void woken. I wonder in which order.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red colour. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist.
And a dutiful servant you are too. The chances are I wouldn't have survived that shipwreck. Had you not... You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not... Nevertheless, one good turn does deserve another, so... As far as the whole slave business is concerned, let's just forget about it. You may as well have your freedom. Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities, and shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. What do you mean, what do I mean? I mean just what I say. I had a very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the Spouse of the Sun. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine, I accept. On one condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer, one of the mystics of my kind. I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company. Jolly good. Oh, my word, how you do astound me. Come now, did you really think a handful of linen towels can fool me? But don't worry. I have studied the arcane arts for years, including necromancy and demonology. I do not hold the petty prejudices of common folks. So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Finesse is a condition one should assume in any situation, from dining to discourse to dueling. What situations do you have in mind? Very well. Onwards, then, to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be travelling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further...
Ah, hello, small...
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity.
What? How? What? No, that can't be. I can't... Hey, stop following me. Huh? Yeah, fine. I'm fine. I'm not sure. It's all a little foggy.
The cat opens his mouth as if to speak, but his eyes lose focus, and with a jerk he turns away from you.
Hey, mister. It's a lot nice. I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me. I never want to step foot on a stuffy old boat ever again.
What's this? I found something. I wonder where this leads.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Stay silent, you!
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
The lizard magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
Where is he?
Did you see him? You did, right? Those claws. Wonder what's behind the masks, too. Can't be pretty. That Magister, that was Bishop Alexander, leader of the Divine Order, and his right hand, Dallas. Better get to it, then. A Magister will come and find you when they're ready for you. Could be a while, though. We're up to our hoods in sin.
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach. A traitor cannot be murdered. A traitor can only receive their due. The Divine Order's all that stands between everything you see and a Void Woken's throat. Any traitor to them is a traitor to us all. Believe it or don't. The Divine Order doesn't need our loyalty. They'll save us in spite of ourselves. Just hand over the gold.
I will not. This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one. Griff already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff, especially not one of you.
Burrow looks you both up and down, sizing up your combined threat.
Ah, get out of here. The both of you. You ain't worth a sweat on my brow anyhow.
The elf smiles and bows to you in thanks.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little... Why, look at that. Just what I ordered. Ain't you a peach, love? An old Dean here'd thank you too if he could. Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Don't to be sure, but I'd like to ease his way out.
Oh, Emmy. The dog focuses at the cat at your feet, baring its teeth and growling. The cat's eyes are clouded. What?
Cowrie, cockle, clam. Come on, chap. Don't be unreasonable. There's a reason to puke yourself to death.
So, this is Fort Joy.
A delivery. Surely you'll have one.
What a crumbling disaster.
Got it.
Hmm? Oh.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Oh. Do excuse me, ever so tired.
Hey, you're a little light in your pack, ain't you, mate? Who could blame you with the garbage they got for sale round here? Why don't you take a gander at the goodies I got? Stuff you won't find anywhere else in camp. Procured by special means. Think you're cute, do you, handsome? Business is business. Even the Magisters know that. Get shot. Let's just say folks leave here, but they don't seem to take their effects. Fend for yourself then, sweetheart. Haven't got shanked through the gills yet? Give...
Griff is slowly, methodically peeling the skin from a potato. As you approach...
What? Who's asking?
He smirks and holds the little knife up to the light. What?
I'm listening. Thugs. Look at it this way. People get lawless here, and we all starve. Can't help you there. If I could, I wouldn't be here peeling God...
He points the tip of his...
I solve my own problems. Oh, they'll cure you of your sauce. Nightshade will cure you of an headache, too.
Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh?
Everything now? Good.
Sure. Have a look. Good stuff, huh?
Take your coin then.
Leave him be. Don't make me say it.
Listen, I can help you if you just...
Shut up, elf. This clown? Caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist. Supplies. Crate of food, citrus in particular. All I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown...
I got that special shipment you was asking after.
Everything
Perhaps
now?
if those bleeding dwarfs didn't eat so much.
An elf, caked in mud and blood, looks up at you from the bottom of the cage. He holds his shoulder at a strange angle.
You believe what he says? That I am a thief? Perceptive. Like most men behind bars, I'm innocent. Like most of us here on the island, in fact, I do. But you guess I need something too. I know a way out. I show you. And you help me out of here, finally. Griff releases me if he sees I do not have what he misses. After I am free, I see no one. In fact, Griff is a powerful man. I intend you understand. Thank you.
Just as you're about to address the lizard, the Red Prince bars you with an outstretched arm.
This man is a dreamer. As you know, I need a word with him. You may wait here while I speak. Permission indeed.
He bids the dreamer stand up and pay attention, which he does in a grovelling and awkward manner. The dreamer then chews and swallows a handful of Drudenay leaves before slipping into a trance-like state. He falls asleep. To your surprise, the Red Prince lies down and follows suit. After, the Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent irritation before turning his back on the jabbering dreamer. You receive a withering glance in response.
A deserved bit of sarcasm, I suppose. But though this sting-tailed fellow may be a less than stellar specimen in the firmament of dreamers, the dreams themselves prove to be quite elucidating. Turns out I'm being hunted by an enemy I didn't know actually existed. The myth-shrouded House of Shadows. The dreamers, though, they're on my side. And they've visions of me on the throne. Of course it is. I was born with the promise of an empire, and that promise will be kept. But to keep it, I must find a second dreamer. A greater one. A more experienced traveler of the dream world. Bahara is her name, and she resides in the swamplands east of the fort. So, let us make our escape and venture there post-haste.
You know, I could tell you all about swamp dreamers too if I chewed that much Drudenay.
Oh, do hold your prickly tongue.
The old dog looks up at you but doesn't...
I'm Buddy.
The tip of his tail starts to wag.
It's no use anyway.
The dog tentatively sniffs the offering, then grabs it between its teeth and swallows it.
You're nice. Emmy would have... She was my mate for the last 7, carry the 2, plus 50. 5 years. Say, let me show you something.
Lucky find.
Oh, hey! Hey! I thought you might be Emmy. Not too far from here. Lots and lots of dogs. I think I love you. Key? What key? Oh, the key! The Magister who took Emmy, if you find out where it leads.
Ooh.
This looks like the crate I'm after. But where are the contents?
Everything there? Good.
Griff glances from his blade. To you, Griff tears into one of the oranges with both hands.
Looks like everything's accounted for. Now the important question. Who's the thief? That's a kid. Your guy's free to go.
Please. It is done. And quickly. I hold my end of the bargain. I show you the way out. Yes, I become Sahela. She is everything. It is for all our people. Give me your map. I show you the way out. A secret. Dangerous. But it leads to freedom.
I give you this amulet. You must pass it to the elves who still remain. Tell them
I go to her. I wish you good luck, and I thank you for us all.
If a magister finds this on you, you can get my name here.
Oh, hey! Hey! I think I love you.
Ah, a little reprieve from the din outside.
Got you! A human? You stink. I know you are, but what?
What? Back, evil ogre, or I'll get you with my sword!
really fun. Hey, I'm gonna hide somewhere in the cave, and you come find me. Ready? Go!
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own.
The elf appears momentarily puzzled by...
As far as I'm concerned, you are noble. I hear of no escapes. In this cave, it gives me great pain. Wait, before you... I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. Thank you.
No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. An elf lives forever. If she stays away from spears and fire.
You found me! Okay, wait. Let me hide again. Ready? Go!
You are in the wrong place, Pinky. Do stop gaping. Anything, that's for you to decide.
Oh! Wow! You're really smart. I bet. You know what? I bet my best friend would really, really, really like you. Come on, I'll introduce you. I know how to spell introduce. It's I-N-T-R-O-D-U-C-E.
This hole is too small for you to squeeze into.
My way is too small for you. You'll have to find another. Hope you brought a shovel.
What's this? I found something.
One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward.
This is my new friend. He's really smart. You'll like him a lot.
Please, small child, leave me to my ruminations.
But he's really nice and tall. Maybe he can even help you with that thing.
Why? A grown friend? You brought an adult here? Good. Good gods. Can it be?
It's stuck fast. It's stuck fast.
Can it be a lizard? Why, I never thought I'd see the day. Do you understand me, sir? Oh, no, 700 years. Can it have been so long already? Gods, how the time flies. I haven't seen a living soul in all that time. What a strange note. A wicked king it was. Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror upon this prison isle, and I was sent to stop it. Yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia of the Source Hunters any longer. Please, good sir, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Seize the spear. End this degradation. Good sir, you have set my body free, free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit, blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering skeleton. I have heard of such magic, but have never known anyone so foul as to employ it. Brachus Rex, may maggots lace his entrails. After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my very soul away from me and stored it elsewhere in the fort. Thus he has bound me entirely to the mundane realm. But I know this place well. I could lead you to its likely location. Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous. The switch will open a hatch, and you'll be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus's phylactery room, you will find the container which Brachus would have made me a supplicant. I was fully briefed about this awful place before I came. My goal was to destroy the fiend who had been marshalling the world's most unwholesome weapons and magic into an army he intended to use against the realm. I never thought I would become one of his victims. And yet, Fort Joy is a dangerous place, my friend. Dangerous indeed. Brachus, here he and his researchers crafted punishments and snares contrary to human dignity. Objects
This is very good. Sahela is all... Thank you. Do not forget what I ask of you. Sahela cannot stay here. She is too important, too rare. Our people must... I heal. It is not devotion to Sahela. It is devotion to all. To the world. She is all of luck to you.
I know I trust them well.
She breaks into a huge, childlike grin as you approach.
One friend brings another home. Thank you. He gets better, little by little. We are together. Thank you, my friend. But only you survive the passage. I see it. You are free. We must remain. I see your heart. You want only to help.
She squeezes your hand.
I do not forget you. Remember me too. I know I trust them well.
Soon I am quite well again. Then we make another attempt.
Amiral.
Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush.
I'm fading.
my unlikely friend. What do you need? I hear of no escapes. In this case, it gives me...
The frogs are gone. The children shall be safer. I see the good in you. I see all of you. Look around you. You're...
Collar, on!
Yavov!
He grumbles. Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal, the woman is manipulating a glove-like contraption fitted with 5 long metal skewers. She doesn't...
And what you after? I ain't. Just seeing how it's made. She's clever, Dallas. Made these herself, for those bodyguards of hers. Boy, they're sharp.
She looks up.
You looking to buy something? Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. We used to know each other back in the day, you know. Dallas and I. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities.
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? For you? Hell no. Worthy is exactly the right word. You know, someone who's proven himself might earn my time of day. All manner of things. Have a look. Dallas, you maniac.
Who in their right mind would think of a thing like this?
The woman looks up as you approach, wiping her brow with a grease-blackened hand.
What do you need? Ha! The hammer got you curious. Oh, I dunno. She was a sweet soul. Quiet. Loved her family. Always seemed strong as people do change.
She nods. What?
Clever lass, her. No wonder what Alexander sees in her. Question is, what she sees in him. Come again?
Are you another friend of Niles?
Now get the hell out.
The woman looks up as you...
What do you need? Ha! The hammer got you curious. Yeah, funny name for a gal.
I saw what you did there, convincing Burrow not to lay the law down on that elf. Why do you want to... Then you're in the wrong place. We run this joint.
Bloody cavies. Too big for their boots, as usual. This time.
Ifan rolls his sleeves back down. He nods at you, the shadow of a smile on his lips.
Good work there. Good work. I can tell you've got chops. Say...
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours.
Suit yourself. Probably why. Say, you don't look all that busy now that we're safely on dry land. I could use someone to watch my back, and it look... I've just got a small errand to run. And then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here, while I've still got a neck to collar. How about we stick together until we get out of this place?
He shrugs, looking off.
Mercenaries. It's a job. My job. The usual way. Haphazard, terror. 2 heads are better than 1. And when push comes to shove, 4 fists are better than 2, right?
He grins, sharp.
So, before we hit the road, it's best if we decide battle strategies. Survival's my main priority. I'll use every trick in the can-do. Onwards.
He scans the horizon.
Right you are. Lead... Soon as I saw that glint in your eye, I knew we'd make a solid team.
Ifan shrugs off his backpack and reaches into its depths. After rummaging around, he holds out a tattered page to you.
Have a read of my contract and find out. So, time to find this Boris fellow. Ah, you've read my contract. What does that look in your eye mean?
He raises an eyebrow and folds his arm.
Me, not you. It's my contract. But you can come along for the ride. Good to know. And like...
Stay down, you!
Like you wanted. Take your coin then.
The shrine depicts Lucy and the Divine, avatar of the... You hear a strange sound, like rusted hinges creaking and air rushing.
Shrine, by the looks of it. It's broken.
Oh, hi! Oh, you! Oh, hi! Are you here for the pointy lock undoer? This place? Well,
You got a good reason for barging into a private room, buddy. And? Got no reason to scramble out, me. Out? You, before you go, you haven't met a particular fella here, have you? Tall, black beard, intense way of looking at you. Penchant for metaphor? Good, good. Old Zillick much prefers lounging in the hole than chasing... Anyhow, thanks and good luck, I guess. Though, if you know what's what, you'll take a load off and let the dice fall with...
I won't. You can't say. You'll see. They'll get their hands on you and then... Any minute. Come. Any minute.
Tired of the view in here yet?
Are you certain you want to dismiss your companion? His eyebrows shoot up, and a wry smile.
Can't say I'm not sorry to see you go, but you'll be alright. Good luck out there. Might be we'll see.
The elf's skin is pale as a... His eyes lock onto yours.
It's you!
Surprisingly, the elf musters a...
The pain is great, but I'm not the last. The bishop does... You'll know. They'll find you. They'll seek you out. That's their job. Get it? You need to go. Dallas, after she took me, she did something. Oh.
He giggles coquettishly, then bellows like a bear.
Leave!
Sorcerer! What do you think you're doing, prowling around inside the fort? Ha! And what is it you think you saw? Ha! These cockroaches are Speaking of rope...
He looks you up and...
Got a nice marble to you, haven't you? Good. My hands are...
Please. Please. Healing. I need healing. Of course. Of course. There's a boat that can take you into the... But they'll kill you on sight if you don't know the proper password. Heal me, and I'll gladly tell you. I feel it at work upon me already. Thank you, my friend. There is a waterway. You'll meet some associates of mine. Tell them Madame Zur sent you. Enough to matter. Dallas and Alexander. No, I imagine not. She's the headmistress of an orphanage in the far north. With her help, we've saved... You've given me a second life. I won't... Healed. Thank you, my friend. I will settle this debt.
Is it an audience you desire?
Muffled sounds suggest that this scuffed old door leads up to the fort's main floor. It's bound to be crawling with magisters.
Whatever lies ahead, it has been a...
Holy hellhounds. Those dogs sound out for blood.
You intruder! Bandit! Sorcerer! Stop! Go!
Buddy?
Emmy! Fall back! Sorcerer!
Bruno! Buddy? Buddy! My mate? Buddy? My buddy!
Emmy! No! Sorcerer! Bad! Baddies!
Bruno!
You! Sorcerer! Go! Emmy! Crying!
Catch baddies! Buddy? Baddies! Baddies? Buddy!
My tummy hurts.
Oh. Buddy?
A dog is quietly curled in the corner of the cage, seemingly trying to make itself as small as possible.
Please, don't hurt me! But I might hurt you. You smell like what they feed me. They changed me. They made me want to hurt people.
A low growl. The dog starts to salivate and lick his chops. His eyes go hard and cold.
They did something to me. They made me. I don't want to hurt anyone. I'm afraid. If I leave, I might hurt someone. If I stay, they'll make me. Hello?
can't be it.
Scratch, fight, bark, kill.
Can't be it.
Scratch, bite, bark, kill.
This can't be it.
Scratch, bite, bark, kill.
Rat!
Emmy, sad. Bad.
Can't be it.
Die, kill.
The creature's breath quickens as you approach, and it shrinks slightly, as though it expects... The creature seems to be trying to... The creature looks at you blankly. A faint, low groan rumbles, but the creature doesn't acknowledge your... The creature before you stares with sightless eyes and leans from side to side, like a puppet without strings.
That's an abomination, is what it is.
The creature has two...
That smell. I think I'm going to be sick.
The creature stands completely...
Who are you, you lovely little puppy?
He reaches out and gently touches your bandaged arm. The bear's skin is taut and unyielding. You ponder how firmly attached it is as he breaks into a wide, toothy grin.
My, a fellow aficionado. How rare to meet someone else interested in the corporal arts. Won't you stay? Did I say aficionado? My sweet boy, you are a connoisseur. Flayed faces, how delightfully old-fashioned. As it happens, I do have a toy you might find useful, but nothing comes for free, my dear. And in fact, I think I smell something I want. Something quite delicious. Almost smells like a magister I once knew. One I never could convince to visit me here. Atusa by name. Whatever it is, Puppet, give it over, Now.
He squeals in delight.
Bless you, Puppet. Oh, bless you. And here's the toy you wanted. That, of course, was so many years ago now. I can hardly remember the smell of his skin anymore. Oh, but I've told you about that many times before.
The creature looks at you,
Silly me.
busy caressing Atusa's severed leg and gibbering happily. He fails to know.
That, of course, was so many years ago now. I can hardly remember the smell of his skin anymore. Oh, but I've told you about that many times before, haven't I? Silly me. You aren't tired of my stories, are you?
The creature's skin
That, of course, was so many years ago now. I can hardly remember the smell of his skin anymore. You aren't tired of my stories, are you? Can you even hear me in there? That, of course, was so many years ago now.
Bishop Alexander is looking rather regal.
Artistic license and all.
What is this? Some sort of magister weapon?
Dust bunny! This rat!
What's this? I found something. Looks like this place has been sealed up for a century or two.
Here lies Withermore the Noxious. Here lies Withermore the Sage. You sense a great whirl of energy within the jar. From its depths, a faint voice howls. This must be the container that holds Lord Withermore's soul.
Withermore held his end of the bargain. We should hold ours.
The jar smashes to smithereens. The woman looks up as you approach, wiping her...
What do you need? Ha! The hammer got you curious.
She nods once.
Clever lasser? Oh, I don't know. People do change, don't they?
The woman looks up as you approach.
What do you need? Ha! The hammer got you curious.
She nods once.
Clever lasser? Oh, I don't know. People do change. By all means, get an eyeful.
Move along.
Back so soon? Changed your mind about teaming up?
He grins.
Right you are.
Dallas, you maniac.
As you approach the unsmiling Magister, Ifan catches your arm and speaks to you.
I need to talk to this one for a few moments.
Ifan strides up to the Magister, speaking in a calm and controlled voice. Though you can't hear what he whispers, the Magister's face turns whiter than snow as he hands an...
Don't! I'll give you the information. Here, just don't! All right.
Ifan walks back to you, leaving the quivering wreck of a Magister behind. When he catches your eye... Ifan catches you looking over at him. He raises...
What?
He barks a laugh, then shakes his...
I wanted some information. That Magister wanted to negotiate. I negotiated. Oh, it's just practice. All in the way you set your jaw, lad. I'll teach... I only do it when it's necessary. And it was necessary back there. He wanted me to kill someone. I didn't want to kill them. Being a little impolite seemed the least bad option. An innocent elf who was getting in the Magister's way. Like us. But if you're about done with the lecture...
After reading the scrap of paper he took from the Magister, Ifan marks a spot on your map and looks out to the far horizon.
Tired of the view in here yet?
Are you certain you want to His eyebrows shoot up.
Can't say I'm not... Good luck out there.
I need to dig here.
I am not opposed to manual labor if circumstances require.
Leave me. Go.
She bends over double in a violent coughing fit, as it's...
Mercy. I hope that it...
What's this? I found something.
Even the most noble among us must occasionally dirty their claws.
foot-slug. You're trespassing in the princess's royal court. Well, how do you think? I have a mouth, don't I? You've never heard of Her Royal Highness? To be forgotten? Truly the cruelest part of that dog Brachus Rex's punishment. You would be wise to leave here. My princess is already in a foul mood. To have an uninvited guest show such ignorance would only inflame her further. You've been warned. Few who displease Her Royal Highness live to make amends.
The creature quivered.
We were not always like this. We were once... She's fed up of being trapped in this cavern, of course. She wants the curse of Brachus to be removed so that she can find a prince who's... Until she is free of the tyranny of Brachus, her mood will only darken, I fear. Truly? The tyrant has fallen? Why, then my princess is free to...
Do you hear that? Something's up ahead.
You there, boy. Did Brachus send you? Is he ready to apologize? He's gone. You're absolutely, positively sure? I've lost too much time on that wastrel of Brachus as it is. Take this proclamation and see that all hear of it. Go now. I expect the most eligible kings and suitors to be petitioning for my hand in marriage as soon... I suppose the small folk of Rivellon ought to know my tale. All was well after my engagement to He had mind only to play around with his blasted sauce follies. I gave him a good tongue-lashing about it in front of the whole court. He transmogrified me and all my servants into the beasts you see before you. I will not yield, though. I remain royal.
They'll come. They'll come. There is no leaving. I tried to leave. I heard of a shelter in the Hollow Marshes, a place where sorcerers could go. The undead had their hands on me in 5 minutes. Shredding, tearing. I came limping back, and now... Help me! Help me! I'm not trying to escape!
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you with great effort, pain apparent.
You. Quite lost. Quite lost. Careful, or they'll cross your... Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Maybe I unscrew your lid and poke about inside and set your memory straight. Would that please? Are you mad? Yarrow loves the beach.
Glory is mine.
The dead man, creature, thing, lies in a heap on the beach.
Whatever it was too dangerous.
I know that look well enough. You're about to pop, ain't ya? Why don't you enter a match and let some of that frustration out the right way? Nothing I can tell you can't find out by slipping down that hatch. If you've got the spit in you, that is.
come to fight. You come to prove yourself. You come to be worthy. There can be good. Who aids you? Choose wisely. Whether you fail or succeed, you do not fight more than once. Congratulations to our champion. You may yet be the one. You prove yourself again, and again, and again. A warrior traveling the path of the wand should not be collared like a pet. I suggest you see the Tinkerer. You are capable...
Do not lose hope. The one will arrive in time.
Each day brings us one step closer.
There is no shame in loss. We will yet reveal the one.
I'm the only one with the guts. I deserve
Each day brings us one step closer.
It's you. It's really you. You gave him hell, did you?
She sits at full attention, utterly wrapped in your retelling.
You might be more twisted than a whirligig, but Lucian's beard, you might just be the one.
She looks around, checking for pride.
It would mean everything. The one will prove himself above all others. The one will become divine. You may be the one to save us all. There's only one thing to do. I've got to set you free. Your collar. Let me take it off. They may do just that. You'll have to be careful. But even if you're caught, you stand a better chance of getting out of here than any of us. And with the collar off and your powers returned to you, you'll be unstoppable. What a privilege on me!
She manipulates the ring around your neck in several quick yet intricate motions. Off pops your collar, and a sense of relief swirls from deep within you.
You hear me now. You get out of this place. You keep fighting. You become the one. And you think of old Nibor.
Gonna pray all day, buddy? Is that indigestion, or is it... Oh, God. Not now.